What's up?
I do want something. You're starting something. I need something. But I purposely don't be trying not to buy juice because I just drink it all. That's why I never have none.
Sounds about right. Yeah, fake cat. Yeah, anybody worry about Drake.
I was watching I didn't finish it because I had to take a shower and wash my hair. But I didn't know Carmelo going to his podcast.
Yeah, he do now.
And he found that thing.
Who, Kendrick? Effingham? I think he married his high school sweetheart. Mr. Morale. Such a drug dealer, Smiley.
Yo, chill.
Oh shit, we filming it. My bad. My bad. That was a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke, nigga. Hey, chill out, Abe.
My mom is watching.
You know we got ops watching
My
this shit.
mom is watching.
My ex boss trying to talk about, oh yeah, you know I heard you do your little pie. Exactly. I had to cuss his ass out. Oh, I'm so glad I went out there and cussed his ass out. You deserve that shit. Bitch ass nigga. That's when I got fired for being a Chester molester. Well, he wasn't a molester, but he was definitely smashing a chick for a job, apparently.
It's too hot.
Fraternization at the workplace.
Yeah.
They don't take too kindly to that.
His little assault charge. Whatever.
I said, what time you gotta bring them to work?
10:30.
I need that.
What is that? That's that lemonade from the store. It's like $5.
Good
Oh.
shit, Gorilla Jones.
I'm glad you asked. This is Gorilla Lemonades from somebody that we know in the hood. Well, that I know in the hood. And they got their own little brand.
So it's $5.
So
It's
support.
regular living with it.
I mean, don't think negative about it. I mean,
It is
it's
because
common.
why
It's
is you
like,
charging $5?
It is bad. It is.
well, why is Simply Lemonade charging $3, $4, $5 for?
Do it come in this
for a
size?
bottle?
No. The size like that don't cost that much. For
The
Simply Lemonade.
Nah, they like $2.50, $3 at the store. But I mean, so what? I mean, you don't. I mean, like here's how I look at it. Okay, we don't have to buy it, but it tastes good.
I had it before.
It's-
It don't. And that's why I'm about to say Simply Lemonade. It tastes. This tastes good too. It tastes like regular lemonade.
I mean,
But
look,
Simply
I'm not gonna
Lemonade-
knock it. I'm not gonna knock it because it's not really nothing to knock about it. Except it is, it might be a little more pricey. But when you talk about like small business owners, because I'm a small business owner myself.
So pricey.
Right? The small business owners, they have to get into the market. So a lot of people that don't understand like the market, and not saying that you don't, but I'm just saying A lot of people that don't understand the market have to
I
understand.
think you should do that once you're already
But not
in,
but
then
not you.
raise
But hold
the
on, hold on. I got
prices.
because it's got to be said for people that
'Cause
may
if
not
you
know.
start out
When
with
you
it
when you
expensive, they don't even
understand,
know who you
but
are.
but this is
They're
how
gonna be
business
less likely to buy it.
this is how business works. People are gonna buy shit, whether it's $100 more than what it is, or whether it's $50 less than what it is. People are gonna buy shit driven by whatever the reason is that they want to buy shit. But people are gonna buy shit. When you create a product, right? Especially reinventing the wheel. When you create a product, you have to compete with all the other people that's in that industry. So you know that it's going to be cost. Before you get an ROI, which is a return of interest, you're going to have a lot of setbacks with revenue for the year. You're going to be spending most of your money on inventory. You're not going to really be getting a lot of profit for the margin for the year. Your profit margin is going to be below zero. You know what I mean? So you're going to have to adapt to whatever that market is. Now, when you know what monopolizing the market is, and you know what's going over what the standard is for that particular market, then you can fix yourself in there. When you become a legitimate business, because it's costing being a legitimate business, you have to pay for those business costs. If you do things just like out of, as a hobbyist or something like that, or a DIY or something like that, that's different. You're not a professional. Professionals get paid professional money. So if you consider yourself to be a professional, don't let anybody steer you away. Don't let anybody steer you away from your price being your price. Your price is your price, and don't let anybody Jew you down, and because that's how you're gonna lose money.
Hey, whoa.
Negotiate.
What'd you say?
Negotiate. My bad. Negotiate, and just allow it to be within reason, because you know how much you paid for something.
Yeah. This 16 ounces.
52 ounces for $3.79. Which one do you think tastes better? Just answer that. Simply lemonade or that.
Why so much pushback though?
I'm just asking a question.
I don't even know what drink are you talking
Simply
about.
lemonade.
I love Simply Lemonade. I was drinking Simply Lemonade before I started supporting my people.
Which one tastes better?
I'm
gonna say this because it has no pulp, and Simply Lemonade has pulp, and you have to get the shit with no pulp.
Pulp
I mean, you don't have
is juice meat.
It's coming from the
right.
fruit.
So I don't mind it. But that's not one thing for me. Cause you can get Simply without pulp, right?
Yeah.
No.
You can get no pulp.
I never seen them, but I mean, I don't. It don't be that much to the point.
Yeah, it's not too bad. What I would say is, I do like this because.
I said, which one do you like better? Obviously.
Nah, I'm gonna say I like this better because one, I started getting it more than I get Simply Lemonade, not just to support the hood, but really because I actually enjoy the taste. So I'll spend a couple more dollars because I don't do it all the time. And I wasn't even buying Simply Lemonade like that all the time because it was so expensive. But if I am gonna,
I think Simply's healthier though.
It might be, yeah. I don't really know, like,
yeah, because
these my people, so I'm not trying to slander them on live, like real nigga shit. But they're gonna have their opinion. My opinion about it is, all positive. The positive from it is these are my peoples. They doing something with their shit. They trying to make money just like everybody else.
To be negative, I'm saying.
No, I understand.
I hear a lot of people talking about taking away from the lemonade.
Right.
Like I know someone that, and it doesn't mean that everybody's not gonna buy it, but a lot of people are gonna be turned down because of the price, and you're just starting out. So if you had a cheaper price, more people will buy it just because it's the cheaper alternative. And then once you get to a certain plateau, then you can raise the price because you already have your customer, your fan base. Unless you've been promoting it and people know who you are, which I'm assuming you said is your people, so they probably are not a celebrity or something that everybody knows who they are and they're gonna buy it just off the strength of their media presence. And I hear people complain about that a lot in the community about when they don't support businesses or people that they know or stuff like that because
it's a good
it's because of the prices. Like I've seen people leave other companies, of people that I know, like a company of someone that I know, because they were like, oh, they're charging too much. But that industry is expensive anyway. But they're still around. They lasted past the 5 year mark, and I think, or whatever that particular person. But a lot of people did leave in the beginning, but they still here, so they still retain the customer. I'm not saying there's always gonna be, nothing is absolute. You're always gonna still have somebody that supports you. But I think when you're starting out, especially the average person is not rich and they're not spending, and I'm not saying you have to be rich, it's $5. But if you're trying to buy this every day, or you like lemonade or juice like that, it's just a suggestion. Like
Right.
the price, it's kind of pricey for the quantity that. But if you're doing it just to support, then I guess that's
Now-
why I asked. which
No.
one do you like better?
That's a good question. So let's start. First of all, welcome to another episode of Get Lifted. 30 is a new 20. It's your boy Smiley Jizzle, my man's,
It's so deep.
and our co-host.
Erica, aka La Hefa.
And right now, we are locked in. We talking about business right now. We started off spicy talking about business because I'm supporting the hood. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Number one in the hood.
We're talking about like when you start a business, and I am an entrepreneur. I don't like to toot my own horn, but when you're an entrepreneur, you have to do certain things to get that dollar. So you might have to pay for advertisement. You might have to pay website specialists. You might have to pay for inventory. You might have to pay for labels. You might have to pay for materials. You might have to pay for things tools that you might need to do your job, software that you might need to run whatever type of commerce or whatever you're doing. You're gonna need to pay for shit to do whatever you need to do. Most people gotta get a computer, you know what I mean? If you're starting a business from home. So you gotta think about all of these costs. Now, does that mean bring your price up? In some cases it does. Like you can read all the self-help books and business books in the world, but it's never gonna give you the key to do a business. The main thing, what a lot of people talk about, is taking action. That's the most important thing. A lot of times it's, research and development. A lot of times it's all of this other shit. But really just doing it, because you could spend all this time learning about all this stuff and trying to do all this shit, but you don't really do it. You're gonna fail, right? And that's the most encouraging thing that I can give you about business when to start off. You know what I mean? You're gonna fail. And that's to give you kind of an understanding of how hard it is to go into business for yourself. But when you do it and you fail, you learn what you did wrong to overcome those barriers so that you can be successful. So you're gonna lose money, and then you're gonna make money, right? So knowing that you're going into it with an idea that you're gonna lose money gives you a little bit more confidence. Now, that's one thing to understand. The second thing to understand that goes into what we were talking about is cost. The cost of what it is for your product depends on what type of product you're selling. It doesn't depend on when you started the business, or how long you've been in the business, or if you know much about the business. No, you don't want to undersell it, and you don't want to oversell it. Now, you really want to be mindful about this shit. Don't undersell. To undersell something is basically what the market cap is for some shit, and you're selling it for $5 when the market cap is like $75, just because you just started off. Now, it diminishes I guess the impact of your product. Like, your product is like, now you're selling it. Why are you selling it so cheap? Like, this is something that's hard to get. You got it. Like, are you selling it cheap because you got an abundance of it and you can just get it out like that? Or are you selling it cheap because you just want to get your foot in the door? Both reasons are bad reasons to just be selling it for a crazy price.
There is a TikTok that I watched recently. It was a real video.
Let me say that. Don't say that you're going to fail. Yes, most businesses
Nah,
fail.
say that.
Most
No.
let me
This is her
say-
discourse.
You can have your
This
opinion.
is her
Let me
discourse.
say
This is her
what I'm
discourse.
saying.
This is her discourse. Go ahead.
Most businesses fail within the first 5 years, but that doesn't mean that you will. If you do, don't give up, keep trying. But that's not an absolute, because some people started their first business and it's still going on and it went on forever. So you're not automatically going to, but you may. And if you do, keep trying if that's really one. But you should be educated on what you're trying to sell. You need to know about that business. You need to do your research. You need to have the proper backing. All of that comes into play with making your business successful. But yes, most businesses do fail within the first 5 years. But that doesn't mean that you're going to, just because that's the stat. That's most businesses. That's not all of them.
All right. I have to say something.
No, go.
All right. So, to piggyback over what she said, I'm going to strengthen what I said before and says, yes, you are going to fail. There's no overnight success. Everything takes time. And one thing to be very clear with whenever you're going into this round is to not take everything literal. There's jargon that you use for business. There's jargon that you use for personal life. But understand, failure is not the end all in business.
So what do you mean
Failure-
by fail? You're going to lose money?
Failure, okay, so there's many aspects of failure in business. So and failure in business is like, okay, you have to go bankrupt. That doesn't mean that your business is gonna be. But hold on. That's not necessarily the case. Like I said, there's many elements. So I want people to understand that failure is the thing that makes you discouraged from continuing to do what you need to do. There's simple failures that you're gonna have when you're starting a business. You're gonna lose money. That's a failure. That's an L. That's a learning experience. It's gonna happen. It happens. It happened to Warren Buffett. It happened to Elon Musk. It happened to fucking the motherfucker Jeff Bezos. It happened to everybody. You know what I mean? So don't let that discourage
But losing
you.
money is not failing if your business
It
is still
is.
prospering.
It is because the purpose of a business is to make money. That's what
yeah,
business
but
is.
it's not failing if people are still
If you're losing
supporting
money,
it.
you're
If
failing.
your business shut down and no one is buying your
losing money,
product
you're
no more,
failing.
then that means it failed. If you lost money in the first 5 years or 10 years, but it's still after that it kept going and your business grew and it never shut down, then that's not failure. You just lost money. That's different terminology.
That's future projections.
That's
So
not
when you're
everybody
currently
doesn't
in your business, you
close
don't want to
their
be
business
losing
down.
money. So you want to figure out
But
ways
that's
to
not
mitigate
fail.
loss.
Fail in a
Mitigate
business
loss is
means
how
it shut down
it's
and
how you
nobody
have a continuity to
can't
get those
continue
years,
it.
to get those analytics that you're talking about. Like, you probably did this, but you were to mitigate loss is how you get to go to 5, 10, 15 years.
Yeah, but
When you're losing
consider
money,
a failure in a business
No,
meaning
a
it's
failure is
shut
losing
down
money.
and you're no longer
Failure is losing
getting
money.
so
That's-
clarify that. Because
Nah,
you're
'cause that's
saying
what I
fail
said.
because
That's
people
what I said.
could
Don't-
take it to mean
They
fail as
shouldn't.
in your business
They
is gonna
shouldn't.
be
When you
closed and
starting
done.
off- when you're
Because
starting
that's
off-
what failure means in a business. If my goal is to make a business and
Your-
I want it
your
to be
goal is
successful
different.
and I lose. No,
Your goal is different.
I'm not talking about my goal. I'm saying making a general statement.
So a
If
general
my
goal that-
goal
okay.
is to start a business and it closes down and I'm not able to profit off of it at all and I gotta go, and then that's failure because your goal was to start a business and for people to support it and stuff like that. If you lost money in the process but your business is still going, people are still buying stuff and it still went on, it never stopped. You never had to go bankrupt and shut it down. That doesn't happen to everybody. That's not everybody's story. That doesn't mean it's overnight. It's gonna be a slow grind, yes. What
about
failure to me is like this? I wanted to start a business. If you started a business, that's a success. If it's still going on past the 5-year mark, that's a success. Yes, you're gonna lose money. There's gonna be, but I don't consider that a total failure because if the
They
business
say
is
total
still
failure.
going
What about
on,
failing?
then that's not a fail.
What about failing to meet
Fail means that.
Failing your goal.
Like,
Yeah. Okay.
just-
So
just-
yeah,
that's
you're
what I'm
saying I
like,
want to make a certain
called a
amount
failure.
this year, and I didn't
And
meet
you
that
failed
goal.
to
Okay,
reach
that's
your
why I said
goal.
you got to clarify it because just to
I-
say
but I
fail
don't.
overall.
But that's why I
For
said.
the,
That's why I
for the
want
people
people.
listening,
But
they
that's
might
why I gave the disclaimer
misunderstand what
to
you're saying.
don't get so caught up in the literal terms of things.
Yeah, but
Take
you have
it
to
at-
elaborate.
take
'cause
it at
I'm
the value.
pretty sure someone's listening.
Well, it's
and
not-
say that
it's really
that's
not
what
for
they're gonna
kids.
take it to mean.
Adults should
Not
really
for
understand
kids
what
either,
we're talking
because
about right
fail
now.
means if you
Fail
said
means- fail
if you
means
start a
if you're not
business,
first,
you're
you're
going
last.
to
That's
fail.
failure. But you could say second place. You could say third
But
best.
there's no.
You know what I mean? You can say whatever you want.
business.
You can say the
Because
greatest
unless
of
you're
this
doing
era.
it to compete with
You
others,
can say
if
the
you're
GOAT.
doing it
With
for the longevity
you
of
can
your
say
business.
it, but there's only
Walmart.
one great. You know what I mean? We could get into semantics, but I'm not here for that.
I just need you to clear because you're not
I'm
saying
not-
fail as meaning the business
But see,
is gonna close
but see
down.
this,
That's
this,
different.
this
than
should have
losing
not.
money. That's a whole.
But what I'm
different-
saying is this should have not been a discourse. This should
It
really.
should be because you need
It
to
shouldn't.
clarify.
It
what
shouldn't.
you're saying.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because if I'm telling somebody, okay, this is how you start a business, right? And we're saying, oh, but you got to do this, but you got to do that. The other question is, how many businesses have we started? So we have to really be clear, and we're on the position that we're coming from. One, I'm coming from a position of somebody that's starting something and realizing you have to go by what you think is going to help your business succeed.
But
a lot of
but
times
if
cost-
you lost money in your business, I wouldn't consider that a failure because you're
But
still
I
getting
would.
customers.
But I would.
If you have, and
Because there's a
that's
quota.
why there's
There's a
segments.
quota.
Like if you're saying I want to make this amount this year, and if you say I want to make 100,000 this year with my business, and you only make 50, then that's a failure based off the goal that you created.
Now-
but if you're trying to start a business and you made it and it's still active, you didn't go bankrupt, it's not shut down, then that's not a failure for your business. That you have to
Now, if
clarify
I
those
use-
two different types
If I
of
use
failures.
the associates business administration thing where they say, most businesses fail in the first 3 to 5 years. I'm not saying that. I'm saying failure as a blanket, as like you didn't win. You lost. There's only one winner. If there's a goal that you have and you haven't succeeded or exceeded that goal, then you failed. What I'm saying is don't get discouraged by your shortcomings. Maybe I'll use the term shortcomings because it's nicer. I'm a
It's not
man.
about nice. I
It
think
is.
you
It
need to
is.
clarify
It is because
I'm pretty
as a
sure
man,
somebody
like
listening
we
will
really
automatically
speak.
think
We really
what
speak
took
like
that
that.
to mean because
If
when
I tell
you started,
a motherfucker,
when
yo,
you started,
you're not first,
you
you
said
last.
if you
That
when
is
you
what
start
it
a
is.
business, you're going to fail. That they're going
It
to take
is.
that to mean off the
Because
rip
a lot
at
of
face
a lot
value
of
that your
of
business
great
is going to
people,
go
a lot of
bankrupt.
great
That's
business,
what they're going to
a
take.
lot of great
But that's
business.
why we got in here for that.
That's what they're
So the
going to
people
think
that
when you
don't
said that at face
understand
value. Most people.
Smiley's terminology, you cleared it up.
There you go.
Because you didn't say all that or what your goal is or whatever. You just said
So
if
let's
you're
end it
starting a
there.
business,
That's
you're
fine.
going to fail, which means
So
with that blanket statement,
but that's what I'm always going to start with because that's what
business is gonna go
all the
bankrupt.
business tycoons start with. And you have to go in with that frame of mindset that you're not invincible, you're not invulnerable. This happens to the best of them. Now, with that expectation, you try to outdo that. You try to challenge yourself. That's the challenge that you've already presented yourself with to go into this fire, to go into this dungeon with this dragon. Now you already know what's going to happen. You feel me? So your mind is able and ready to execute. The first thing to understand is that taking action is the most important thing. Whether you win or lose or whether you fail or succeed, that you took action. Taking action is a win, right?
And
So you
don't
can
give up.
so you can take your wins and losses as they come. But the thing about it is that you always try to progress. You always try to outdo yourself. Every year, every month, you try to make more money than you made last month. You try to make more money than you made last year. You try to collect more. Like that's what you want to do. And having this mindset that you're going to get rich overnight is not really the mindset. So
Where
this
did
is
that
what I-
come from? 'Cause
this is what I'm saying. I'm just talking.
Wait, say that last part again. What you say?
having the mindset that you're going to
Having the mindset that you're going to get rich overnight is not the mindset to have when you go into that. And a lot of people have that, right?
Yes.
So it's not good to have that mindset, obviously, right? So what I'm saying, people, is you don't go in with that mindset thinking that you're going to get rich overnight. You have an idea, you have something that you think is going to work, then you try it. You do research and development, but you take action. You feel me? You figure out how you get your employee identification number. You figure out how do you be successful in this market. You figure out
You get
how
your
do you
LLC
how do you
or
market
sole
it to people. That's the
proprietorship.
EIN. You figure out how you market this to people, how you get those campaigns, how you get whatever is the structure of most small businesses. You want to try to fit yourself in there. You don't want to try to be too much of a little fish, but you don't want to try to be too much of a big fish. selling a bottle of lemonade for $5 is not too crazy in this climate. Economic, everything is fucking more than this. I just found out the other day a haircut is like fucking $30. I never knew that. You know what I mean? That's crazy to me. You know what I mean? But I respect the game. You know what I mean? Inflation happens, things go up. So for somebody to just be starting their business and to get their business backed by so many other companies that are going to support their business, because this is not just, you know, their Gorilla Lemonade. This is like 5-star drink type of shit. That's why it costs so much. It's not really, you know, when you go to the Gucci store, you don't go in the Gucci store and ask for Nike sweatpants. You feel me? You going in there to get whatever is the high class type of shit, whether it's too sweet or it's not sweet enough or whatever. They got backing by their brand by executing whatever they need to execute for that particular industry. So they in the fucking the soft drink industry. So now you in the drink industry, so you got to compete with the Simply Lemonades, with the Tropicanas, with all of that. And how do you become the next big thing? You get yourself out there. You start getting people stirred up. Why the hell this shit costs too much? This shit ain't good enough to be paying this much for da-da-da-da. You get those conversations happening, whether it's negative or bad, it's still press. And then you can address it whenever you get the opportunity to and say, listen, they love it. The kids love it. They like the colors. They like the flavors. You know, they like that it's theirs. They like that it comes from their culture. They like that it's people that they can talk to, people that they grew up with, uncles, cousins. You know what I mean? It's yours. You know what I mean? It's something that you can say you're putting money back into the community some type of way. You know what I mean? And they're using this to help. They do like, you know, little food things for the kids and stuff like that. So it's all positive. And that's why I'm gonna sit here and support it. But also, yeah, $3 or however much it is, that's enough. But when you know that there's other drinks that people are gonna pay money for, that's like that, then why not? If I know that you're gonna go here and get a haircut, oh, well, because it's you, well, I'm gonna pay you that. Give me the same respect that you give them as a business person. You know what I mean? If you're gonna pay $12.99 for Tide, then don't pay fucking $6 for mine. Oh, give me a break, you know, because whatever. That's all I'm saying is to give them the same respect. Now, if it is more price than the other shit, then it better be that good. I'm saying it's that good because I'm a fucking sugar freak. You know what I mean? And it's really sweet. It's really good. You know what I mean? And it's pretty basic ingredients. Like it's not like a whole bunch of shit like Yellow 8 and all this other shit. Like it's just regular basic shit. It's juice, fucking
total carbohydrate.
Yeah, corn syrup shit, which is not really that good for you. Yeah, it's got sugar in it.
So the 42 grams is the carbohydrate.
Food coloring, lemon juice, sugar. That's it. That's it.
That's the vitamin C.
It's just regular shit. Like it's just a regular. It's water, which is good for you, with some sweet ass juice inside that shit.
And cornstarch.
And cornstarch, which is not good for you. Right.
High fructose corn syrup.
That's the flavor.
I mean, but it's a start. Like I applaud them for doing what they're doing, man. Like at the end of the day, you gotta get your foot in somewhere. And he has a food truck, B. You know what I mean? So he cooks. He's like a chef and shit.
I would say if you're going because in this climate, a lot of people are like, it's just terrible. Like they're trying to kill us with not even with hello.
With everything.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
She ordered something, brother. But yeah, like I feel like the community right now.
The cat right behind you. She said I'm gonna play dead.
Though she's gonna use her cat like reflexes.
She was. It's like if she leave that door open.
The community needs something to uplift us. Like we was talking the other day. We wasn't recording, but we was talking the other day about like being an influence in your community, being an impact in your community, doing something. That's what this is. You feel me? That's what this is. Like, you know, at the end of the day, like, and I'm not gonna this whole thing not about to be about no damn lemonade, but
Wait, what I was saying is, my suggestion would be, and people could do whatever they want, because at this time, even though I need to stop eating this junk too, and be healthy, when you're starting food or making stuff that you have to ingest, um, try to make it more healthier or organic products and stuff like that, because they're killing us out here. I'm not talking about this person, I mean in general, like the stuff that they're putting in the food and stuff is toxic. And especially even regular food, but especially the sweets and stuff.
right.
So we gotta be mindful.
That is true. Always with the sugars and shit, always in moderation, bro. Like I'm promoting anything good.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Like you gotta drink this once a week.
Bro,
This is bad sugar in this
this shit is so addictive, bro.
Yeah, cause it got
Like
sugar.
one day, bro, I went and bought like 3 of these shits. Like this is like literally like buying some weed, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I gotta get this shit. Like, it's really like that. Like, it's good, but
They were just talking about this morning, the piece, and this girl was like, oh, people are watching TikTok videos. They don't know what they're talking about. I'm leaving here. And I know, girl, you don't know what you're talking about. Read. Go look stuff up.
yo,
They're
everything
sitting here trying to
online.
argue.
Niggas could
she
learn
got
about
mad because-
anything. Go
Because I
online and learn
said,
about
like,
anything.
you know, that red dye is, in other countries that's banned, like Skittles, Mountain Dew,
Yeah.
gummy bears, and stuff like that. And in
Really?
California, they
I had
passed
bad
the bill.
Skittles the other day, too.
Yeah.
Really?
In California, they passed the bill for schools that they're not selling Doritos, Flamin' Hot Cheetos,
You say
Takis.
yeah, right?
Hmm?
Really?
Mhm. Takis. They're not. You didn't even ask me that.
I did. I said you want to roll it. And
Oh.
I noticed you didn't hear me, so I said you want me to roll it.
Yeah, they're taking Takis, Flamin' Hot Cheetos,
This is
and
dangerous.
Doritos out of and other items that have that red 40 dye.
Takis
And
on
it
your Merkin.
does- it's linked to be
is killing
causing
niggas.
cancer. So in California, they just passed the bill that in schools they're not selling
They
those
don't
items.
sell them.
Which,
But they've
but
been
California, and that's just
And
in
they've been
schools.
at
What
them,
about
so-
everybody else? Just pass the law like in other countries
Yeah.
and take that stuff out the store or make a new product without those things in it.
America is fucked up because they want to take us out, but they want to keep us. Because I think they can't. I really don't think this world.
I don't think their intent with that part is trying to kill us. I think that's just a result of them over putting all those extra chemicals in the food to extend the shelf life. But they don't care if it comes at the cost of losing some lives because they're making a profit off of it.
I think it depends on which lives we're talking about. Because if nobody is alive to get money,
But that's the
from,
thing.
then
This
the
doesn't.
American economy.
It doesn't affect everybody. It's a
You know
crazy
what I'm
thing. You're
saying?
never gonna know who's gonna end up with cancer. Everybody that ends up with these products or using these products don't end up getting cancer.
Yeah, but if you're not
and they could
populating,
live their
And
whole life.
if you're not reproducing,
No,
then
but
that's
I'm
a
saying
problem,
it doesn't
you know what
happen
I'm
to
saying?
everyone, and all races eat junk food,
Exactly.
and even it's in
Exactly.
regular food. So
Exactly.
as I can't win, even in vegetables, they said they're putting the vaccine in lettuce. Or they're trying to do that. I don't know if they decided to do it. So it's like we gotta grow our own food and move to another country, grow our own
Stay
food
like that.
and hunt because
We're
we're just doomed up here.
doomed. As Chucky Finster would say.
Yeah, this food's crazy, man.
That's
All types of
sponsorability.
wild shit.
That's possibility.
But I'm just saying, like on the business tip, like it's difficult when you like all right. So we have a painting company, right?
Paint.
Paintct.com. Hit us up. You need some shit. But we have a painting company and we do business with all different types of people. We do business with Spanish people, white people, whatever. And
Sound like a rattlesnake.
if somebody there's a
car starting up.
wants a job done, I use an actual software to find out what the industry standard is for that. I'm giving people game on how I do my job. So I find out the industry standard. Now, because we're a newer company, we're a do-it-yourself company. We're a professional company, OSHA, ANSI certified, all that shit. We had to go through all the same steps that other people had to go through to start a business. So we consider ourselves, we have all legitimate, paperwork, whatever. We are an actual company. So because we're an actual company, we're going to ask, I'm sorry, that's my ghetto coming out. I be forgetting sometimes. I'm a professional. We are going to ask for a standard price. Now, they don't have to accept my price. They could say, no, I'm going to go to Home Depot or Lowe's and get somebody walking around out there and tell them I need a job done. Or somebody that they heard about from the neighborhood. Whatever, do whatever you want. But you can evaluate us. You can say that our job wasn't sufficient. We could come back out and fix whatever we did if it wasn't to the standard that we told you we were going to uphold, like the service standard we were going to give you. If it's not in that contract, then that's different. But whatever we put in the contract and you agree to is what it's going to be. So at the end of the day, we're going to ask you for what we think is fair, even with the industry standard. Also considering, we're a relatively newer company, but we know our stuff. So I'm going to say, okay, this is going to cost this much because I'm going to have to pay for materials. We're going to have to get transportation. These are all costs that aren't even being included in this, but these are all things that we have to worry about. But the standard is way more than that, not even including all the other things that companies would ask for.
Hey, what you doing?
And we're still reasonable, but we're not gonna come and do something where the standard is $2.50 per square foot, and you're gonna say, hey, can you do both of my bedrooms? And we're gonna just say, oh yeah, we'll do both your bedrooms for $300. And both of your bedrooms are like 350 square feet each. You crazy?
I heard about well, I don't know if it's true or not because I didn't research, but I was watching a podcast, and they were like, even if your business is like, even if you haven't done anything, you just have the LLC or the sole proprietorship, and you just had it for years, but you don't have any, whatever, you can, I don't know what you call it when you put it up so that people can like stocks, like whatever, but the length, the history of your business does have some effect on it. So you, even if you weren't making that much profit, or you didn't even use it at all, you just had the paperwork and everything to show that you have a business, you can put yourself up so people can, like a stock, like people can
invest.
Yeah.
I'm like gonna look into that because, like,
in it, the history.
I'm gonna be honest, like I'm a new business owner, so it's still stuff that I'm learning. So what she's telling me right now is that if my business has been an entity, a DBA or LLC or what have you, for a certain period of time, then I could be eligible for qualifying as a stock, where somebody could invest in my business. And normally, I know a little bit about the stock market. When something has been around for over 10 years, it's usually a pretty decent business. It's locked in. There's several investors. There's several other entities that are involved, or other powers that are involved in this particular entity. You know what I mean? So that would be cool to get to that point.
Because
That's
somebody
the
was
goal,
up there
really.
and they said they did they have businesses now that they haven't even done anything with. They're still working on it. Because they're working on other stuff, but they have all the paperwork and everything, the LLC or the sole proprietorship, whatever, everything, so they can file taxes when they're ready. But they just haven't done anything with it yet. And they said some of them they went to the people and presented it so that people could invest in it, and just off the fact that it was around for years, they had it, the paperwork for years, even though they haven't actually used it, they were able to um, make it a stock.
That's dope. So get out here and start these businesses, yo. What y'all waiting for, yo? Yo, I be leaving all these links.
Yeah, I'm gonna start
and the shit. I leave a whole bunch of stuff for everybody to just use. It's free information. You can believe it or not. You can click it, use it, take advantage of it. It's free. I'm not charging nobody nothing. I'm not asking anybody to give me super chats, none of that shit. Right now.
But feel free if you want.
Feel free, whatever. But all I want y'all to do is really just click on those links and engage in some of that shit and find out. Give us a review. Tell us, like, how did it work out for you? These are opportunities that can make people millions of dollars. Like, not even like hundreds or thousands, like millions of dollars.
And they do a great job with the painting artwork by them. So
now, do you guys do custom paint jobs? Like, could you like draw Mickey Mouse or something like that? Paint Mickey Mouse.
I mean, if he has stencils, probably.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't think he can.
See, here's the thing. Anything, and I'll be specific. Anything that you want done, if it's pertaining to coding or sealing something up or decorative services type of shit, we could do it. Even if we don't know how to do it, we could learn how to figure it out. Yeah. Right. And my uncle is very skilled at his job. He's been doing it for over 20 years, bro. So he was working with another company and decided to quit working with them, and we started our own business. You know what I mean? Which is what I will hope to be able to do from my job. I know so much about transportation. I could probably open up get into that. Yeah, I was thinking about it.
That'd be smart as fuck, because you know the guy I'm talking
I went
about.
to an insurance company.
That's hard too.
But what I really wanted to start is get into the business. All natural, without these whatever they spraying on it and stuff that's making you choke and make it still get you high.
Yeah.
So I want to do that. I want to grow it, and I want to have like a smoke shop.
That's it.
Yo, like my boy be drilling this in my head like all the time, and he always be saying, "Yo, if you know what to do, then why don't you just do it? If you got the money, then why don't you just buy it? And I be like, I don't want to. Like, I be like really I be holding on to money and hoping something's gonna happen with it. Like, you know what I mean? Even with what I know that's not gonna happen. So sometimes you need somebody in your corner that's gonna like push you to be like, yo, nigga, you could be doing so much more than what you're doing. And a lot of times, the problem with our culture is we're afraid to take risks. We really are. It's a risk to invest in all of this shit. It's a risk to get insurance. It's a risk to do, because you don't know, tomorrow not promised, right? But it's good to have this shit.
I wanted to do like a daycare and like start at home, but I don't know. I rent now, so my landlord probably had to accept that. But then I looked into all the stuff, and like I said before, the pharmaceutical company, I was talking about the food and what they put in that, but the process that you have to go through in order to do that, right? It's not even that it's expensive. I don't want to take no vaccines. In order to do that, there's things that you have to take, and then your workers and stuff. I mean, if they want to take it, then that's different. But I'm
no way
really
around that.
Everybody in childcare has to take a vaccine.
If you want to, well, I don't know. I think it said the employee, but I'm assuming if your employees had to do it, then you would have to do it too. Like cause I looked it up, like if you want, cause I was thinking of starting in the home first, like having just a small amount of people. I looked at the ratio, how many employees it has to be to each child. It's similar to like a nursing home, like 2 to every 5 or 1 to every 5 or something like that. And then they do have to have a vaccine. They have to get, different things or whatever, because I looked it up. Like, and not, and other stuff, like, yeah, there's some type of certification, but there's no schooling like that. You just have to pay and get some type of certification. And then there's if you want a brick and mortar place, you gotta find that or whatever. But like I said, I was thinking about starting it at home first, because I know someone that was doing that, and I like kids. That's a good idea or something. I would be interested in it, and it's helpful to people. People need childcare or whatever. And it's a good business to be in, because people need childcare. But then I kind of swayed away from it, because I'm like, I don't want to get no vaccines, because I don't trust that stuff. And like, there's people that take it and they're okay, but then some people take it and they don't make it. So I'm like, I don't take the flu shot, I don't take none, I don't take medication, I'm not on birth control. I stopped taking birth control years ago. Like, I don't, because there have been things that have happened, and I don't, so I wanted to do that, but I'm kind of like I said, strayed away, because I don't want to have to take no vaccines or nothing. You probably have to present all that documentation before you can get approved to get it started.
So you could possibly, to do a school, you definitely need certain qualifications. But
not a school, like a daycare. I'm not teaching them anything, so it's under
just watching them.
Yeah.
Right.
So you don't need. I looked it up. Like, there is some type of certification, but it's not a class. Like, you have to.
Could you be like
paperwork,
somebody that oversees someone doing that instead of actually doing it?
Well, I don't, because it said your employees, anybody that works under you, they have to take it too. So that would.
So maybe it would be people that be willing to do it if you wouldn't be willing to do it, but you could still be the overseer.
Yeah, you put that under your requirement. You have to get the vaccine.
Yeah, but I think because they're going to be because I'm starting it from home first and then once it starts going, then I would get a location or whatever, because people do have home. This was a specific subject, like in-home daycare. Like,
have you thought about doing like a mentorship with somebody that's done it?
Well, I know I don't care. Tyronda, she was doing that at home. That's why the idea came into my mind. I don't know what happened. I think I did work with her for a little bit when she was doing it from home, because I had to go get fingerprints and stuff, and they have to do that too. Like, anybody that works for you, they have to get fingerprints. You have to go get fingerprinted and stuff like that, but it's not a problem. I don't have a record or anything, but the part I was worried about was the medical necessity that was required. But it's like, yeah, you could always go around and be sneaky and don't do it, but I'm not trying to get, and you have to get approval if you rent. Like, you can't, if your landlord told you no, you can't do that, then they could kick you out or whatever. Right. So you gotta, if it's your home, then that's one thing, but you gotta get permit. Like, there's a lot of which at this point, I wouldn't even do that here anyway. I would probably move first before. But like I said, this was like years ago. I had thought about it, but then when I looked at what you needed, and I was like, I just don't trust these medications and all of this stuff that they're trying to, like, I've been fine without it. I do need to be healthy and lose some weight and stop eating junk, but I'm still alive. Like, the reason why I don't feel like my healthiest, I do be out of breath and shit when I be walking up and down the stairs, because I eat a lot of junk, so I am overweight. But I'm healthy for the most part. I don't have diabetes or anything like that, and I don't want to get that. I don't want to have to change my lifestyle because I'm forced to. I need to be motivated. I seen this treadmill, but it just got the feet part.
On a what's the name, right?
I'm about to order that.
Yeah, I seen on TikTok. It's like, it's just little stationary shit, and it just
like, there's nothing to hold on to.
You just go feet.
I mean, I guess it could be if you're not paying attention,
Being
but
stupid.
Somebody bust their ass on that shit.
somebody bust their ass for the one with the handle being
Yeah.
stupid.
Shit.
Putting the speed up too high.
Or stop, not walking, or trying to jump on while it's going or something. I've seen videos of people doing stunts. So I was watching a piece. They was talking about. I sent it to y'all. They was talking about dating online. What's your thoughts on that?
Ooh,
Online dating.
that's a good one.
Me personally, I was saying that I feel like there's nothing wrong with dating online, but it's when you go on the dating sites that kind of like misconstrue everything. Because the dating sites, like most people are just on there. I can't speak for the women, because some women claim they're up there for relationships and all this bullshit, but most men is up there to just have sex. So it's
And women is up. Some women are up there for that too,
yeah,
or
for sure.
just to get a free meal.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Chicks definitely be talking about that, about getting food out of dudes, and
That's wow.
you know what I mean.
So they'll go on the date just to
Yeah, several
Mhm.
dates like, with
that's
different people, just and they don't be
But that's
interested in.
that's because the dude allow it. Like, I mean, a dude you gotta understand. You gotta
It's
understand
usually
what's
a dude
going
they're
on right
not
now.
interested in. It's not
You gotta understand what's going on right now.
But you gotta be a
It's like
naive person.
it's like a
'Cause
dude,
there's
right?
no way you
It's
can't
like a
feel the
dude
energy.
that's
Oh,
out
she's
But
there.
they're
using
not
me,
interested in.
It's
which
a
means
dude
that
that's
probably
out
happens
there
to them a lot.
that's
They
trying to
probably,
lead.
like, take what you can
He
get.
leading with his wallet. You
Mhm.
feel me?
But
And that's what she's latching on to. There's no investment on her behalf. It's all him. So she's like, oh yeah, he's a giver. You know what I mean?
Look
And
at the
I don't
corporate
have to give him
situation.
anything back.
Remember the corporate shit we was watching? Nigga gave her $500.
Cash.
He was big money.
Easy.
He
She
was
could have
big
just
money.
left then, but she wanted more. She was like, fuck that. We about to rob these stupid ass niggas.
They probably ain't give her nothing though. They probably just took. She just told them about.
Nah,
it.
they wouldn't have came.
No, but people do that. They don't be giving them the money. That just be. They probably do give them something, but she already got that money. But she probably just told them like, "Oh, I got a lick for you." Like people, that really happens.
He paid for a hit on himself.
That's crazy.
I mean, and
That's crazy.
some people don't always. It don't always end up that way. Like the people might still be alive, but they do be setting people up for that, like just to rob them. Like they'll act like be like, oh, come to the room and tell a dude, or come there and they actually do something with them, or be in the midst of it, and the dude come in the room and feel me. It might be a op. It might be a setup because you're the ops, and they like, yo,
Or you just out
come
of
on
time.
to this nigga. Tell Shorty, come on to him. So.
Yeah,
So I could-
sick of himself.
Yo, I watched the Nickelodeon shit. Well,
but
first
wait,
let me.
I didn't say what I think about
Nah.
online dating.
Oh yeah, let. I'm sorry. This shit. I just keep thinking about this shit. So
Wait,
but hold
let's
up.
finish
Let's
up
finish
this
this. Let's
topic.
finish this. My bad. I'm sorry.
Cause yeah, I'm upset about that too. But I prefer to date organically, like meet people out. Even though I'm not dating right now. I don't go anywhere. I'm in the house. So I don't go nowhere look for, and I don't like going to the club or the bar or nothing. So I don't know. Maybe at the grocery. I don't even go to the grocery store, so I don't know. Somebody's gonna break in my house and find me, I guess. But whatever. I'm not. But I'm just saying in general. I have tried online dating like years ago. I have met people online before, but to me, that's not for me. I prefer to meet people, and most of the people in my life that I've been involved with, I met them in person in some form or fashion. I don't, cause it's like an online dating. Then I would have to reach out to you, or how does that? Like I don't do that. Like every time I've talked to someone, like I'm shy. If a guy talked to me, they approached me first and started the initial contact, and then we went from there. Like I just don't feel, I don't know. I've never done it before. I don't walk up to guys or DM guys and say stuff. I just don't. I'm shy, and then I don't want to be rejected. I mean, You could get rejected even if you didn't initiate it. But I would prefer. I'm just used to being approached, and I think that's kind of how it should be. I think some guys get turned off by that if you're like more forward as a woman. Like some guys are okay with it, but I think a lot of guys are like they want to be the pursuer.
Mm.
Like they're supposed to take the lead, like right, like they're supposed to, and I like that. That attracts me too. That you have the confidence, you know.
Yeah, but guys do go by that narrative of if she likes you more than you like her, then
Yeah,
you
I
gotta win.
subscribe to that.
You see what
I
I'm saying?
think men needs, like I said before, they need to focus on maintaining their masculinity even when they're in love with the female, so that it doesn't become a problem and the woman doesn't get turned off, because these are natural things that we can't necessarily fully control. Like you can try, but you can't change your biological makeup and what turns you on and what makes you, you know, what makes you a woman and what makes you a man and what makes you attracted to a man and what attracts a
Can I
man
ask
to
you
a
a
woman.
question? You said us staying in our masculinity. You don't think that women loving being more emotional
Yeah, they
towards their
definitely need to
man
be more
is more
in their feminine
beneficial
too. Yeah.
than a man being more in love with his woman?
I don't think it should be more or less, because what I think happens.
No. I didn't
It's
say which one. I said, do you think it's masculinity?
Yes, because I've noticed, and I've heard other people say it as well, but I've actually noticed this myself, that when a guy is like really into you or like they love you or something like that, you might have met them a certain way, and then once they start to develop feelings for you, they get kind of, I don't want to say it's soft because it's not totally to that degree,
Over
but they,
emotional.
not even emotional, but it's like you notice things I couldn't get away with before. Like you start to let stuff slide, or just like I could tell, like I have the ability to, not that I would want to if you're my guy or you're the one, but I could just see like you're becoming like a pushover with me, like to a certain level, because you love me so much. I kind of took you out
That's
of
a
that,
thin line,
and
though.
it's
So
hard for
what-
most men to maintain that. But I think if they were able to do that on a larger scale, then it wouldn't be, it has to be, oh, you like them more, because if you're still behaving the same way when I met you, and you're still, I still feel safe with you, and I still get that like you still got that man in you, like I still feel that the same way when I first met you, and you should maintain your attraction of what the woman too, of how the man first met you, your femininity, because that will help them stay that way too. If you're pouring into them the way as a woman is supposed to, being supportive, uplifting them, giving them words of affirmation, and telling them, you know, in times of whatever, it's gonna be okay, pushing them, not putting them down. If they're going through something, don't make it worse or whatever. It will be easier for them to be that way too. Of course, you also have to give them grace if there's times when they're upset about their things are going on, they lost someone. I'm not saying they're human too, so obviously they're gonna have emotion, but I noticed that it could get to a point where it's like you're a whole different person. You're just like a sap now because you so in love and you forgot, like you still a man. Like you can't, just like I can't just let myself go and then just start walking around burping and farting and doing, like, you know, you wouldn't want that, would be unattractive. Yeah, so you gotta be mindful of that. Like, so that's and I think if they both were maintaining that level that they're supposed to be on, then you wouldn't have to worry about who likes who. You wouldn't even be able to tell that. It would be this, say y'all both be, because I think when one person loves the other person more or whatever, if you're even able to quantify it, I don't even think you really do love that person. You're saying that they love you more or whatever, and they're probably putting more into it. Right? They're probably putting more into it than you are because they care more. You're probably doing the bare minimum and they're accepting it, but how long is that going to last before they're like, okay, well, because I got you now, I did all that, and now we together, but it's like, okay, now I'm noticing no ROI, like you mentioned before. That happens in relationships too. I need to return on my, like, I'm not in this by myself, so if I'm giving you everything and you're just like, okay, I'm just here, it's like, no, that's not fair. You need to show up too. Like, what are we doing? At some point, that's gonna become an issue.
But that's what I was saying. That's the risk that and that's not even just our culture. That's just just American. That's just people. Like, you know what I mean? We're not taking risk, and we're afraid. That's what the dating thing is. The dating is like you can hide, kind of. You can take that risk, but you're not really putting yourself out there, but you are. So you can type whatever type of person, whatever archetype you are. Like you read a lot of books and you like to go to the coffee shop and you like to do this shit or
Online
whatever.
gives you the
You play a
perception
violin.
that you have more options than you actually do because you have access to the or it appears you have access to the world, but that doesn't mean that's an actual option because the person that's your archetype or who you want may not want you. You might not qualify for the person that they want. So it's like you had see this whole list of hundreds of people. There's so list of hundreds of people you're going, you're dating these people, they get to meet you. People be getting catfish, all type of stuff. Like catfish mentally too, not even just how you look. You said a whole different person than what you was when we was chatting. Then I get online, you like you're homeless or something like, or
I encourage FaceTime, video chat. You know what I mean? Actually talking to the person, asking them difficult questions. You know what I mean? Not too intrusive, but just enough to see who
that's what
this person is. Like, you know what I mean? You want to get to know whoever you're talking to. And like dating game is hard. Like for me, like, you know, I was with the same person for such a long time that it really felt hard for me to really like start really trusting other people. So not even just like really just like going out there smashing shit, because it's not for a dude to just smash a woman, you know what I mean? But you have to really like have some type of connection with her in order to be with her on a long term basis. Like,
or you're gonna
for her
be
not to
wasting
just
your
be
life. Not even her. You as the man is gonna be wasting your life dealing with somebody who you really don't like, but you just tolerate her because you think, oh, okay, it's probably the best I can get.
Convenient, whatever.
I think that's what I meant.
And it's like you sell yourself
there's a
short.
reality in there, right? There's this girl that I've seen a post, and I'm just trying to find it, but I didn't like it or anything, so I can't find it. But I think it says something to the effect, I don't remember exactly, but like it was this girl, and she was like, she tolerated a relationship because she thought that was the best that she could get, and he was very, like, you know, the way he talked to her and stuff was very abusive verbally and stuff like that, and he was just horrible to her. And she said she dealt with it because she thought that was the best that she could get. Now obviously I don't think no one should think that, well, if you're a normal person, you're not a serial killer or a rapist or anything like that, take that out. I think you at least deserve a basic level of someone that is not going to intentionally try to harm you verbally or physically. So that's sad that she feels that way, and I think before she gets into another relationship, she needs to work on building her self-esteem. But there is some reality in that we qualify for what we qualify for. Yeah, there are anomalies. There are people that are in we've all seen people with someone, like a man, a celebrity with a woman, and you're like, she looks like a man or she's ugly, and this is like a model type man or something. Like he could definitely get someone that looks better, but that's who he chose, right? Or you'll see a real fat chick with a
somebody for
vice versa,
somebody.
or even women have said, men have said about why, you know, she with this dusty nigga or whatever, and she whatever. Some people do, or there's anomalies where people that don't fit with the people, you wouldn't think that they would be with that person based on the looks or whatever. I think that's a realistic thing. I think you need to be with someone that's attractive.
They ain't meet online though.
I mean, I don't know about
just
online,
in terms of appearance. Like,
I think there is like everybody has a list.
More elements than
but
just
everybody,
it always is. This is what people ignore.
It is more to that, but attraction is important, and I think a lot of people. Most people are average looking. Everybody is not Beyonce, and every man is not Omari Hardwick. And I think attraction is important because attraction for a woman, I don't want to have sex with someone that I'm not attracted to. And I think I'm not physically attracted to. Like, you have to look good on a certain level, at least be average looking to me, for me to, like, I need to be want to have intercourse with you. If I'm gonna be in a relationship, that's gonna come about at some point. So if I'm repulsed by you, of course. But there are some, and I don't think I'm ugly. I think I'm like average looking or whatever. Like if I do my hair and stuff like that, whatever. I think I could. There's things I could work on. I need to lose weight and stuff like that. I don't think. But there are people that be looking crazy. That be like 300 pounds, 400 pounds, and then there. And I don't think I ask for a lot. Like I said, you could be average looking. You don't have to look like Omari Hart. I'm not going out. I don't think you have to have 6 figures at least. And you got to have a house in the hills, and you need to fly me out 3 times a year and do like no. I'm not asking for all that. I just want somebody that I'm attracted to on a basic level, and physically, and you need to treat me right, and we need to be compatible, like and that's it, and be masculine, make me feel safe. Like I don't, as long as you're able to take care of yourself and whatever lifestyle that you have, whatever extracurricular things that you partake in, you should be able to pay for that. And
you could find that on dating sites.
Yeah, but I don't, like I said, I've tried them before, like years ago. That's just not my thing. I would rather just meet someone out, but
that's the thing.
But I also
know,
don't.
Like,
this is just a topic.
Me
Personally, I'm not actually looking for nobody.
No, but I'm saying to that point, if somebody were looking to meet people, dating site is an option, but you have to find out what are those places that you want to meet the particular people that you're looking for. Like if you want somebody that's an athlete, then and they play basketball or something, and go to some of their games and check the games out. If you're interested in somebody that likes to read or whatever, and frequent some of the book clubs that they go to, or you interested in somebody that likes music, go to some of their performances and have a drink at the bar there and spark a conversation with them. Put yourself out there, take risk. Like I said, that's the problem. We not taking risk, and we have to put ourselves out there. Women have to compete. Men have to compete. We both have to compete to meet each other, because how is he gonna know that such a great woman exists if she doesn't put herself out there? How is she gonna know that such a great guy exists if he doesn't put himself out there? You know what I mean? You gotta do it
for yourself. Like, would you do it?
Well, for me, I have used dating sites, and I'm gonna give an intellectual answer to this. I'm not gonna be like mad ghetto with it, even though I'm just gonna be realistic. So like, yes, I talk to a lot of women, right? But when I used to go on a dating site, it wasn't like I'm going on a dating site to find my next person. Right. I was going up there just for a one night stand most of the time. I was going up there just to have fun. So I always had a bad perception of dating sites. They were more like hookups to me. So
yeah, that's what a lot of people use them for. But also people have gotten married, like Kendra G. Shout out to Kendra G.
But that's what I'm saying, transparency.
People, like 6 people this year, I think, has gotten married from her show. I think.
It's about transparency, though. That's what I'm saying. There's many ways that you can meet people. I'm just saying, if you wanted to meet somebody, you can do it on a dating site. I'm just saying, you have to have that mindset. Like, okay, I'm gonna go on a dating site because I want to meet my next true love. If that's what you're going in there for, then the next person that you meet and match up with on the dating site is gonna be your next true love. Real shit. Like that's what it is. You're not gonna meet, because you're not gonna meet up with nobody that doesn't fit your qualifications.
Oh, you said the next person you meet, but you're gonna talk to other people.
You're gonna talk to people. Yeah, you're gonna meet people up there, probably talk to people up there. But the next person that you actually decide that you're gonna actually take the time to get to know and and whatever.
Yeah, because
Your
I think what
intention
happens
is
with
for
that,
this.
and I tried, and I got tired of it because I think what happens with that, there's so many people, you start talking to them, and then you realize, because I think after a few conversations, well, for me, and I think most people, you could tell if you like someone, and if you'd be interested in going further, or wanting to go on a date, or if you could see yourself being with them. It doesn't take you a month of talking to someone to figure that out. So after a couple of conversations, it's like, oh, okay, you're not, it's not. Then you try talking to someone else, and then you have a couple conversations about that, like, oh, you're just trying to fuck, or it's just
Nah,
that's
but
not it.
but
And then go to
but
the
we gotta
next
be
one, and
honest
then
though.
after a
The
while, it gets
elephant in
tiring.
the room really is like when guys are trying to talk to women. It's like, oh, you're just trying to fuck. Women know if they want to fuck, right? From that time,
Yeah,
when
but
they're
it's not about that. We're talking about if
yeah,
a woman
it's not
is
about
looking for
that.
a
But you
relationship.
know
So you
that
have
all
to
guys
weed
want to
out.
have sex.
No,
So
but
you
there
know
are
if this
some
guy
that
is gonna have to wait.
you can tell the difference between
In
initially
between all that, but
initially
y'all have
yes.
to try to ignore that because it's like a lot of stuff
You
that
can't
men.
ignore it because you can't go meeting everyone if you're actually
That
looking
doesn't mean
to-
that you're
to-
gonna necessarily give it to them, but you know, okay,
yeah, but you
they
gotta have a
find you sexually
conversation and
attractive.
find out who's really trying to be
That's-
serious.
That you're gonna
Instead-
find okay. So having sex with you, see, this is the problem I have with it. Right, this is the only reason I'm challenging it because how is that not getting to enjoy somebody's company? Having sex, that's the ultimate form of intimacy with a person that you're trying to build a relationship
No, but
with.
I'm saying
I'm not needing
if
this girl to be
you're-
my
if
friend.
a
I'm on a
woman
dating
for
site.
a woman because
I'm
you're a
up there to
guy
fuck somebody.
for a woman
Yeah, most likely.
exactly. But there are men that are go up there looking for someone. That's why some of them have met.
But that's
people
gonna
and
have
got married.
sex.
Yeah, but if you're just starting, some people you could just tell that they're full of shit. Is what I'm saying. If you're a
Well,
woman,
no, I'm saying
if you're a woman, you're a man. From a woman's perspective, you know how guys are. They like to play games. They'll tell you whatever you want to hear.
Right,
you
right,
need to have
right.
discernment and be able to say, no, this nigga not.
Right.
That's all he wants to do is fuck. He's not trying to see if it could go anywhere else. He could change his mind, but you don't even want. If you could, they saying certain stuff, or you see it's headed toward a certain direction, don't even give it the time of day after that. Start
They put
talking
it right
to the
on their
next person.
profile.
Because
You
when
gotta
They
some
put it right on
it
their
doesn't
profile.
matter.
I'm not here to
don't
play no
matter.
games. I'm not no hookup.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? It's right in the
That part,
description.
that part,
So
that
they'll
part.
let you
that's
know
not
what it's
true.
supposed to be,
Because just
and they'll
because-
still fuck.
That's not.
So it's
Right,
like, yo,
that
right.
doesn't.
niggas
that
be
doesn't
coming
matter.
in fucked up, and if
That's
he
what I'm
does be
saying.
coming in
If
fucked
just
up.
because he wrote that, obviously he could be lying.
No, I'm talking
That's
about
why you need to have a
I'm talking about
conversation.
female.
Yeah,
Oh.
but
I'm
I'm not
talking
saying
If
you
niggas
gotta.
writing that,
I'm not
that's-
saying you gotta smash the first night. But I'm just saying for my.
I'm not even talking about time frame. I'm talking about you need to figure out before you even go meet up with this person if they're
They
even
want to
worth.
have sex.
if
Like,
they're
why is
even
that? Why
worth-
is that? Why
Can
is
you
that?
let me talk and then you'll see what I'm trying to say? For a woman, because you're a man, before you even go meet up with him and waste your time, you need to figure out if he's worth you even giving the pussy to. Whether it's gonna happen
That part,
the first
that
night,
part. I
the
agree.
second week, or the third.
I
And that's
agree.
what I'm saying. So, but you shouldn't be going to meet everyone that you had connect with, or you swipe whatever. You need to talk to them first and figure out what, like, he might be. Yeah, obviously, yes, obviously, you both want to fuck. If I'm attracted to you, I want to fuck. That's what I feel in my heart. Doesn't mean I'm gonna do it, but obviously, if you're physically attracted to someone,
Right.
that thought is in your head. We're adults. If you're not, for both people, but whether you deserve to get it or not, the term determines on this conversation. I'm not even gonna go meet up with you and waste my time if I feel like you want. So I need to talk to
We're
you
on the
first.
same page.
Yeah.
DM,
We're on the same page.
video
Like, I know
chat,
initially
dating.
you want to
We're on the
fuck,
same
but
page.
I
We're on
want
the
to
same
know
page.
if
I
that's
just
all
want
you
you.
want.
I just want. Yeah, exactly. So we're on the same
But
page.
don't skip the process.
But there we go.
You know what I'm
There
saying?
we go.
Some people
And that's
ain't
all
even
I'm. And that's
worth
all I'm.
going
And that's
to
all I'm
meet up
saying.
with, though.
But I'm saying,
Right.
Go on a
but I'm
date.
saying,
That's
that,
what
but
I'm saying.
that's what I'm saying. Be transparent about your intentions, because I'm not saying that. I'm saying how I used to be when I was using dating sites. So you're asking me like, what do I think? And I said, yes, people can find love in a relationship on a dating site.
No,
It
I said
depends.
for you. I'm not telling
Well,
you.
for
what
me,
should
yes,
other people
I
You
would
use
do it if I really, I would, I use it.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking you, not what other.
But
people
I'm saying, but I'm clear. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, yo, I'm not looking for no relationship. I'm not You know what I mean? I'm whatever. And if you hit me up, you already understand that this is what it is.
Yeah,
Just
and
the same
definitely
thing,
now if
like
he
that.
says that, and
Now if we
that
go
he's not,
out,
then I
it
wouldn't
don't
even
necessarily,
bother.
but even still,
You could
when we
change
go
your
out,
mind, 'cause
the
yeah, if you
intention
get
is
to
not
know
that
me,
I'm gonna have
but
sex with her when I
that's
go out with her on
kind
the
of a
first
long
night.
shot because you don't know. You want to be more
Well, get
because
to
it
know.
could change. You could change your mind, but you could not. So at least it would be a better option to go with the one that you feel like is more likely to already want that from the beginning than trying to find out if you're the type that he wants. So
I like
now,
the curiosity
because
as
you're
much as she
he
does.
wants to.
So the thing is, I want someone that can pique my interest intellectually. If you can, then that's automatically a win because
Yeah.
we'll always have a good conversation. But it don't have to just be a conversation. It could be more to it. But I'm saying, like, I know a lot of guys. Yes, most men, they want to get the pussy. Some guys aren't very articulate enough to have the conversation. They're just gonna be like, yo, so what's good? Like, you know what I mean? Let me find out what the merchandise like. That's what they want. Of course, if a dude approaches in the beginning, the first few times that you seen him or something, or you talk to him and all he talks about is sex, I understand. That's a red flag. What I'm saying is it's on his mind. He doesn't have to say it, but he has to find other ways to encourage the conversation without talking about sex. Women bring sex into the conversation a lot of times.
Yeah,
because they start off and they be like, I ain't doing nothing.
If you really
I
trying
don't
to
know
fuck
why
with them, because they're really trying to smash. They're trying to get you drunk and they're trying to smash. So
women.
No, I'm just saying in general. If a
You
dude
said
is,
that's what.
if a dude is trying to offer you to go to a date on a first date, he's trying to take you to get drunk. He's trying to smash. Like he wants you to get drunk. He wants you to smash.
Well,
like,
where is he taking?
Well,
a bar.
I'm gonna say yes.
Club,
the majority. I'm gonna say in general,
and that's what I mean. That shouldn't be no first date.
I think men really are gonna take you on some outgoing type of shit to try to get. You know, that's like a celebration. That's like a celebration for something. They taking you out somewhere really nice or whatever it is, and they just met you.
We could have dinner.
You could do that, but I'm just saying
different because you could choose if you want to drink.
You could choose if you want to drink.
But if you're going to the bar,
but if you actually go with the intention,
exactly.
right? You go into the intention to get to see how you are under this type of pressure.
And then it's too much noise. I'm trying to talk to you and get to know you. We can't talk in the movies. We can't.
Yo, a lot of women don't like the coffee date. A lot of women don't like the coffee date.
You can have a picnic. You don't have to spend money. The goal, or don't have to spend a lot. If
picnic
you
is
spend
crazy.
any, the goal is to get to know you. So I wouldn't want. I don't want to waste your time or mine, and I don't. And I feel like it's fucked up
like that.
because
that's
I never had a picnic, but I would
that
like
should
that.
be crazy.
They feel deep down.
Just some little sandwiches and shit.
Yeah.
These 2024 women ain't going for that shit, Eric. I'm sorry.
I will. Anybody listen?
That's good.
There.
You like D from 5150 because
who?
D from Corey Holcomb show.
Who is don't say
because
who
because
is that? And
because
she probably look crazy.
Nah. These gorgeous. She's an older woman though. But no, I'm saying not in terms of looking like, but like how your response because like I feel like like it's okay for people to do certain things, but then women are gonna judge women differently on it.
Yeah, but I don't care. That's the thing. I don't care. No woman has ever stopped me from pursuing a dude because of what they thought about how they look. People have told me that guys that have said that they thought they were ugly, and I'm like, okay, I don't think he's ugly, so that's fine. Like that doesn't. Like you're entitled to your opinion, but I'm not talking to the person for you. I'm not with the person for you or nobody else. I'm with them for me. So how you perceive them, if they're not hurting me or anything like that, then it doesn't matter. Like why I've never let nobody else's opinion of someone, especially if it's just like some superficial opinion, like based off looks or how much money they make or something like that or whatever. I would never let that. Now it'd be different if they're trying to say, they're trying to tell me like, oh, this is not a good person or something like that, then I would understand that that's different. But if you're just saying because of how why are you telling me? You can find somebody that looks like.
What if he stunk, but he never stunk around you?
No, you gotta have good height. That goes without
But
saying.
he never stuck around you,
I
so
never
you didn't
stuck
know where it came from.
She
You
got
like, what are
u-
you talking
She got
about?
used to it.
That's hilarious.
That's the only way. Like that shit work.
That's hilarious.
That motherfucker stink, and he in your house, nigga. You
Cause
gonna
you
smell that
stink,
shit.
you're
Yeah,
probably
you gonna
not
smell that
washing.
shit.
Your dick is probably dirty. You're gonna give me a STI or something. Like
That's
like I'm sorry. That's
Stinky.
an adult should not be like
Stinking.
I don't
Smell
know.
it. All the time.
Like these dating sites is crazy.
Yeah, like if
because
you were working out or something, or if you're in the house all day, or I mean, you still shouldn't. I don't know. If you're in the house all day, like and you ain't doing nothing, if you being around people and stuff,
Yeah.
then you need to.
you
Watch
can't
your
front.
ass.
How long do you talk to somebody on a dating site before you decide?
That's what I'm saying. You should have a couple of
you have to
conversations
gauge it.
to see if you
Yeah.
actually like them or not, and then
They
you
have to
talk on
pass
the
it.
phone.
They have to pass a checklist, bro. They gotta
Yeah.
pass a checklist of, oh, that's solid shit.
But it
that they
shouldn't
told
take
me.
more than a few interactions before you realize if you want to meet up with
They
them
have
or not.
potential, and yeah, for sure.
But I think you should take it off of there first, talk on the phone after that, and then video chat more after you've decided, okay, this is a potential suitor. Like, then get their number, start talking on the phone. Still don't meet up yet. Like, still have more deeper conversation, get to know about their upbringing, see if they had a 2-parent household, ask them what their morals and their values are. Where do
you
they see
believe in?
themselves in?
Put my faith in God.
Where do they? Yeah, what's your faith? Are you religious? Are you an atheist? Are you a Christian? Maybe that's a problem if you don't have the same. For some people, it would. I don't care as long as you're not like you don't worship the devil and you're
What
not
about
like
they
trying
want you to be a Muslim?
I'm not changing my.
Oh, okay. So you
thing
wouldn't do
for
that for your
nobody.
husband?
I would do it if for myself if that's what I want to do, but I'm not going to join a religion because someone now that's something that I wouldn't do. Like I will submit to.
What about if he had it?
I wouldn't even be with someone that's gonna force me into a religion. Like
Okay.
that needs to be my choice.
I respect that.
Because I'm not really. I don't consider myself. I guess I would say I grew up as Christian. I went to church and everything.
They would have to be like
I
a
don't-
strong
as an adult,
leader.
I don't really practice. I mean, I have somewhat those type of views, but I'm still a work in progress. So I wouldn't say I'm a Christian. Like I'm still on my journey to figuring out I have questions. I don't really know what I fully believe.
So you would rather be a better person than a better Christian?
Yeah, I don't think a religion should define you. Like I would date someone if they were an atheist. An atheist just means that they don't believe in anything. That doesn't mean. I think often people get that confused with like you worship. They think if someone says they're an atheist, like you worship the devil or something, and you're gonna go put spells on someone and things like that. But that just means they don't have a belief in anything, and that's okay. Because I feel like we don't really have enough proof.
Can I ask you
Like
something?
solid facts, nobody does.
You would be with a
Christians just
man.
have faith, and then other people just like I don't believe it because I didn't see this. I never seen none of this stuff, and they're just like I need to see it. They're a realist. They need to see it in front of their face. They need tangible. Like I need to be able to touch it and feel it. Like my life's almost over now. I like some people need that in order to. So I can't fault them for that. I understand that. But now, if you're like trying to harm people and putting spells on people and doing voodoo and stuff,
that's
then
different.
no, that's unacceptable.
But you said something that was very interesting. You said that you would be with a man that didn't believe in anything as an atheist.
I'm talking about religion specifically.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
doesn't mean you're a
Exactly.
bad person. You can still
I'm not
not
saying-
break the
I'm not
law
saying-
and not.
I'm not saying that, but you said specifically that he didn't believe in anything.
Yeah, I
as
just
a
use that
faith.
as an example.
So
Yeah.
so he didn't believe. His basic belief was things just happen. Everything that happens on this earth just happened, and you would be okay with being led in a relationship or being married to a person that didn't believe that, like, well, basically that believed things just happened. and there was no order or divine
No,
order.
and atheists normally they're more realist. They have like a more black and white view on things.
You
like
can't. If you don't believe in God, then there's no
You
scientific.
can't
We
ask me a
don't know
question
science.
and
I'm sorry.
say how
I'm
you.
sorry,
I
but
mean,
you're
that's
saying
how
a
you
scientific.
feel.
You're saying a scientific view. I'm just saying.
That's how some people are, and that's why they're atheists.
What is the
They
scientific?
believe what they were taught in school and what the textbooks say and the
What is
Big
the
Bang
scientific-
theory and all that shit, and they think that's how we started. They don't believe that they're, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. They're still living their life and they're a good person and they go to work and they taking care of their family.
I
and
agree with
they're
that, but what I'm
staying out
saying
of
is,
trouble. Like, what's the problem?
what I'm saying is, you have your own opinions about things too, right? So once you're in a relationship with somebody,
But I don't have a religion, so that's why it
Exactly.
wouldn't bother
Exactly.
me if you
exactly.
didn't
But
believe
this
in
is
it.
more than a religion now, because now it's psychological.
No, it's not.
No, it's
I
psychological.
specifically, an
You can't.
atheist is a religion. It means
Okay.
it is. I mean, means you don't believe in any religion.
It's the lack of religion, 100%.
Yeah, all right.
But what I'm saying is not to do with religion. Now it's to
But
do.
you're moving the goalpost because that's not what I said. So why are you even?
Because
trying to-
I'm just asking you, how would you deal with a situation, or I'm trying to figure out your mental of why certain.
I just used that as an example. I didn't say I would go
understand.
looking for someone.
I
That's like,
understand.
but I wouldn't stop talking to them because
I understand, but I'm just trying to think of your mental on why it doesn't matter of some person.
I just told you because
Judge.
I'm
Hold
not
on.
religious.
Wait, let me get it off. I'm not talking about religion. I'm saying certain judgments don't matter to you. Right?
What judgments? Because
you're not talking about religion. We're not talking about religion.
What judgments?
I'm just saying, in general, a religion is a judgment that doesn't matter to you. You don't think there is a correlation between a person's actions and a person's religious choice, and I disagree with that. So I'm trying to figure out your mental on why it is okay for you to be led with somebody who doesn't have a faith in anything. Or an explanation,
a bad person. Because
no, I'm not saying you're a
that's
bad person, but you could be
you're asking me
ignorant.
Why
You could
would
be
it die?
but could you be ignorant? But a person, could that person be ignorant, right, in his belief, and you're supporting that?
What is his belief?
If he
Because we said
didn't
don't
believe in anything.
I said he was an atheist, so that applies strictly to religion.
Okay, so if he didn't believe in God, right? Do you agree that certain people have characteristics because they don't believe in God or because they don't have any faith?
What type of characteristics?
Certain characteristics.
Because you have to be specific.
Okay.
You can't just say,
So
blatantly
the
ask me
characteristics
questions.
of science is facts and God is not. So now, because you're dealing with a atheist, because he has no religion, but because he has no religion, now his whole environment and the people around him have to understand that and have to either accept his belief or critique his belief. But what I'm saying is, if it doesn't matter to you, then you don't mind hopping into that reality where, hey, God didn't do this, and I'm going to have conversations with you on why I believe God didn't do this. As like you would have a conversation with somebody who has a different religion, even though he doesn't have a religion. Because you deal with this person who has a different religion, you have to deal with their customs, their beliefs. You force yourself into a situation where now it's just because of what they believe or don't believe in, right? So I just think you should be more mindful. Just because they don't have a belief, that could be a reason for you not to deal with that person, because you're going to have to deal with.
Opinion.
No, I'm just saying that's the facts. You're going to have to deal with, if you're dealing with an atheist
so what
person,
are they going to be
you're going to
doing
have to deal with
different than a
atheist
Christian
shit.
would because they're an atheist?
Okay,
Give me an
so
example.
because the person doesn't go to church and doesn't go to these things,
I don't
right?
go to church.
Listen. Okay, cool, right? So now when you guys have children, right? family times or whatever you guys are going to go as a couple, I would assume, because you dealing with this person and this person has a child, and then grandma says, hey, I think the child should be baptized. And in a regular situation, you might not be opposed to that. But now he goes in because he's adamant about his lack of religion. No, we don't believe in. Hold on, E. All I'm listen.
Choose to accept the
E. I understand this, but what I'm saying is it could create tension between him and the family. For
that's
me,
how you feel.
What?
That's how you feel. That's what you're saying. It wouldn't bother me because one, like I said, I'm not religious. So if I'm not religious, I wouldn't even be thinking about getting my kid baptized, to be honest. That's not going to be a deal breaker for me because we're having kids like,
so your husband feeling
baptized. If he,
uncomfortable about your family.
And that's my choice, me and my child's father, not the grandmothers, not the auntie, not the uncle or the aunt. It's between me and my child's father who if the child's going to get baptized or not. So that wouldn't be a point of contention for me to that's not going to be a problem for me. So the reason you're bringing this up is because you're religious. You're more religious than I am. Like, I believe there is something, there's a reason why we're here, but I don't know what we are. Or you're spiritual or whatever. You're more into that or whatever. That's why you're making this argument, correct? Because you don't understand why I would date someone that is an atheist. Like, so that's what I'm saying. You're more closer to the belief of God and all that stuff. I don't know if there is a God. I don't know if there's a Buddha. I don't know what there is. I believe there is a higher being why we got here. Obviously, I believe in that. I'm not like black and white. Like, I'm like in the middle. Because I don't know what it is that God is here. I don't know if that name of that being is God. But I know there is a higher power of why we're here. So that's why, because I'm not defined, and maybe that will change. Because I have been thinking about, things now, the way the world is going, everything is crazy. I have been questioning my faith more and delving more into the thought of being a Christian or stuff like that. But at the current position that I'm in now, I would be open to dating an atheist because I'm on the fence myself. I don't even know but I'm not a bad person. Just because they're an atheist, that does not mean that they're going to go rob a bank or anything, or that they're a bad person. So why would that deter me from wanting to be with
religion? Right? She wouldn't let a man change her religious and force her into a religion. But she doesn't mind dealing with an atheist who's going to introduce her, because she's not an atheist. She's, she has questions, right? So she is more willing to deal with an atheist who is more likely to convince her into an atheist lifestyle if the relationship is successful. Isn't that interesting? Fuck the religion.
Did I say that?
Yes.
100%. I said I would let him convince me into an atheist lifestyle.
If you're defending him to your family and you're telling
moving the goalposts.
But she didn't she say, yo, I'm not gonna get a baptism?
Yeah, but okay.
So that's a religious act. So therefore,
but I said I wouldn't even care about that
entirety
myself.
of what I gathered.
Exactly.
So that wouldn't be an issue for me. Because I probably wouldn't even think like, oh, I want to go get my baby baptized. I don't even go to church, so why would I think that's stupid?
She's open to dating outside of her. If you don't even go to church, my
own self, then why would I go get my baby baptized? Please make it make sense.
Hold on.
I'm going to church every Sunday, then that would make more sense. I think when people don't go to church and they do that, it's kind of stupid. Just like when you go to church just for Easter.
It depends on the outcome. Is necessarily a Christian. Hold on. Is necessarily any religion make you a better person? Christian, whatever. Does any religion make you a better person?
No, there are people that say they're Christian and be killers.
No. Let's just say yes or no.
The values of
Let's just say yes or no.
The values of it, yes.
All right. So he said yes.
People that
I say no. You say
Malcolm
what?
X.
What do you say?
Malcolm X was a better person.
The reason I'm gonna let you explain why you said yes.
Right, cool.
I'm gonna tell you why I said no. The reason I asked the question is because we have people that are Christian that are convicted serial killers that are known and
and
they pray and everything, right? And you can't take away their belief. No matter what you say, no matter what you want, that's their belief. Just as much as you have the right to believe it, they do too. So they believe what they believe, and they still do these heinous things. If you're a person that doesn't do heinous things and you don't believe anything, you're not a bad person. In my eyes, that's my opinion. That's just me, because I know people that walk different lines, and I don't pass judgment because I've seen them overcome those barriers in their life and become a better person. That doesn't mean that they found religion and became a better person, but they just started to become a better person in society, started doing more for the community. They still got this stigma over their shoulder, but they're still trying to be a positive impact in their environment. That's good. So they're trying. You know what I mean? And you can't kick a man when they down, man. They doing what they doing. They getting themselves back up. Or ladies too. You know what I mean? I've been out here strung out on drugs and got their kids back and getting their life together. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Like, that's inspiring. So everybody has their demons. Now that doesn't really have anything to do with religion. I don't want to move off track, but what I'm saying is, I don't judge a person because of their religion. That's me.
Yeah.
That's one thing. That's not a red flag for me in a relationship. That's not on my list of red flags. That's just me. But I'm a man. So I'm a little bit more malleable when it comes to a relationship, because if a woman is Indian or whatever she practices or whatever, she's generally going to be, hey, I'm going to do whatever he does. And I might be like, you know what? I'm going to be a part of their family and support their culture and be supportive of whatever she does or whatever. Or she might say, hey, I want to celebrate Christmas with you guys. I want to celebrate Thanksgiving with you guys or something like that. And I might be like, you know what, that'll be nice.
One year you could do her thing, and then the next
year
we
could do that. And that's awesome, because I've actually done that in my relationship.
There are people that
so you could do stuff like that. There's things that you can do. You don't have to necessarily just have to practice your thing and just do your thing. But if you have that, like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to keep it in the culture and stuff like that. That's fine, because I got brothers that do that. But they also understand that everybody is an individual, and we love our colors. We love our people. You know what I mean? No matter what. Even if you have a biracial, we got biracial family members. I don't love them any less than I love the full black family members. I love them all the same. And the reason I love them all the same, because we all got the same shit. We all got to deal with the same issues. Most of the time, we all live in a community. We all live in the harshest environments. We all got to deal with the shootings and the poor school education system and all that other shit. You know what I mean? We all got to deal with the bullshit. So, like, how I look at it is, because we all have to deal with the same fucking shit, we also have to understand that we in this shit together.
All right, so check this out, right? If we're talking about religion, or we're talking about spirituality, or whatever we're talking about, I think the question was, has religion ever helped anybody? I think that was the
question. You said, does that determine if you're good or bad?
No, because it doesn't. Religion doesn't determine if you're good.
So that's why I'm confused about
what you said. Yes,
with me dating an atheist.
Let me.
Because you're posing an issue
okay.
With that. If they're not bad because of it, then why is that a question?
So let me reiterate what I'm trying to say, right? Atheism, like the lack of a belief that some force, a force, created this other than themselves, right? Other than the Big Bang, and it just happened, and everything just perfectly aligned the way it is, scientifically, mathematically, everything, right? Atheism, to me, not to y'all, because you don't know, and Smiley has his hypothesis, but he may not know, and I feel like I know, but I don't know either. You see what I'm saying? We all don't know what that force is, but we all have, I think all of us can agree that there is something greater than ourselves that made this world the way it is. the reason why I was so adamant in trying to explain to Erica is that, first of all, I care about my peoples, and I want my peoples to make good judgment as opposed to bad judgment. Not a religious judgment, not because it's religious, but because it feels like the good thing to do as far as instinctively, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
For
some
you.
people, yeah, exactly, for me. But for me, I try to help my people. I try to encourage my people. And if I feel like something is wrong, I'm going to speak on it. And I do feel like it's wrong to have the mindset, right? Of, yo, this thing that we call life, this world, this everything, how it is, all these diseases that have cures in the Amazon rainforest that grows naturally, that we probably didn't even discover, all this undiscovered land, all of everything, right? Things just here perfectly. If the earth was a little bit to the left, we'd be burnt the fuck up. Or we would have got hit by a whole asteroid and been gone. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to sit down and say that or not say nothing when I hear that she says I can date a man or let a man that has that mentality lead me. Because I don't want.
But what do you think that's going to happen?
I think that he makes bad calls and you are going to be in a bad situation because of his bad leadership.
You're trying to say that you weren't saying
I think that is.
saying.
I think you have to be a little bit insane or stubborn to not believe that there is something divine running this whole thing.
Here's my take on it. My point.
This shit just happened then.
Because there are a lot of people that live a normal, everyday life just like you.
Nah,
they
get
to work.
here. Hold on.
Killed anyone.
This is my point.
That doesn't matter.
Let me make my point here.
If they don't care about how they got here, then guess what? It doesn't matter about
everything that they're
let
supposed
me
to do.
Let me make my final point because we do got to move on to another topic because this is a good one. But this is driving home. The only thing that I feel like is that religion, your religious belief shouldn't limit your ambition.
You keep on saying religion. What religion am I?
I'm saying that.
You can't say
if
religion.
If you're taking that personally, that's you.
Then
I'm saying,
why are you saying religion?
I said
if
your
no,
religion,
it's not because I don't have a religion.
You said do it.
If we're talking about spirituality, then we gotta say spiritual belief. You can't say religion because religion is Muslim. Religion is Christianity. Religion, no religion. That is the lack of religion.
Exactly.
I am not an atheist.
So that's what we're talking about.
I am not an atheist. There's a difference between an atheist
Because you said
and
what
somebody
religion?
that believes in
Because you said what religion, the whole argument started because I said I would be open and
because
dating
y'all say
you.
religion. You said the whole thing is over religion. It's not over religion.
That is because I
it's
said
over
I
a
would date an
spiritual
atheist,
belief.
which doesn't have
A religion, but I'm saying that I don't have a religion either.
Right.
But my spiritual belief is that this atheist that believes that there is no God or no energy that
God is religion.
Okay, fine. We'll leave it at whatever your belief of what this
are religion.
Well, hold on, whatever your belief of that particular person to not
spirituality.
I'm saying
is God.
This person.
When you say spirituality in their belief, that is the belief of a spirit that is greater than their spirit.
Listen. I'm saying
God.
A person that doesn't
religion is
a
Christian,
belief in a higher being or a higher Buddhism, what you're saying right now, right?
All of these.
A person like that, or the other one, whichever one, but religious or spiritual, right? I'm saying that should not
religious conversation.
Okay, well, spiritual.
Okay.
That should not limit your ambition. Is my opinion.
Limit my ambition.
It shouldn't. No, I'm talking about in the selection process. If you're committed to doing whatever you're supposed to be doing in life, and
that's an opinion.
You're a straight shooter. That's fine, but that's my opinion.
Okay.
So I'm saying that does not make me decide that I'm not going to deal with this person, whether it's a person in my personal life or a person in my love life. That's not. Hold on. That's my opinion. It's my opinion.
No, but I'm trying to figure out
specifically to what we're discussing. Spiritual, right?
Okay.
That does not really bother me unless they do something that bothers me or makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if they make me feel uncomfortable, now I have to say, listen, I'm not really with that. I come from etc. This is my belief, and I really don't feel comfortable with this. Even if I really don't believe in anything, or I have a belief that there was aliens or whatever the case may be. If what your belief is too intense for me to deal with, then I believe as an adult I should have the freedom to walk away from the situation and just be like, I don't want to deal with it.
But
that's
that
how I'm
doesn't
looking at it.
automatically mean
I'm
that
not
just
saying
because
I'm
you're
not
an atheist.
automatically canceling a person out until it gets weird, bro. It's
So you
drinking
don't,
back
so you
blood
don't
and
take
stuff like
precautions
that.
for certain people for no reason until they give you a reason. Both of y'all. Y'all don't take no precautions to any religious or lack of religious. Y'all will let that energy come into
like
your
it's a bad
circle,
thing.
Well,
and then
It's a
once
bad
this
thing.
person is
It's a bad
fucking
thing.
up, they gotta go.
I did
It's a bad
preface
thing.
That's what
it.
y'all saying.
I did preface it with
Y'all
Y'all don't
saying
take precautions.
that-
That's why I
no,
say
that's
it
not
gets
true.
weird.
taking.
That's not true.
Because
y'all
I
saying
did
that-
preface it.
Y'all saying that as religion, as
Alright,
far as
no, let me
religion,
tell you
y'all
what
don't
I'm
take
saying.
But now we're not
precautions
talking about
into
religion.
what
We're
religion.
talking about religion now.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking exactly about
We
religion.
talking about whatever.
This is religious.
But it
Nah,
doesn't
it's-
matter to me.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
It shouldn't limit your ambition. Whatever the fuck we're talking about. It shouldn't limit your ambition.
And I
I'm just
If
saying,
if
y'all
that
don't
person
take
And I
is
precautions.
not
preface
ambitious and
Certain
that person
religious
doesn't take
people
charge of
with
your life,
certain
they're
beliefs.
not a woman that's
I'm not
healthy,
saying
they're
y'all
not
wrong
fit,
for
they don't
that.
take care of
One
themselves.
But I'm just saying that's what it is.
One mic. I prefaced it because you're saying you don't use
Take
any
precautions to nobody who's
precaution.
in
Okay,
a
let me
religion.
talk.
I wouldn't say everything
Alright.
because y'all gonna be like, y'all gonna try to spin a narrative. Oh,
I'm not
you
spinning
saying
it.
that
I
we
thought it
can't
was
date
alright.
this
Let me
person.
say it.
I'm not
No.
saying that. I'm
I
saying
prefaced it with I would be open to dating someone that is an atheist as long as they're not doing spells on people and
Right.
doing voodoo. So
That's
that is a
still-
precaution.
that is not a precaution.
That is a precaution.
That is-
because I'm not
That is
with
the precaution
like
of
he
what
said,
he
if they got
does. It's not a precaution of who he is. Who he is an
Doesn't-
atheist.
it's not
He's an
determined
atheist.
by what his
Listen,
rap book
Who he
is.
is an atheist. That doesn't matter. So guess what? You're not taking
Who they
the
are is the
precautions
content
to
of
a
their
person that
character.
is an atheist because they have to show you some shit that you say, hey, I don't want to fuck
What
with
do
this.
atheists do? What do they do?
You don't know because
What they
you
gotta show
let
you.
them deal.
What
You
do
let
you
them.
think-
It's just like
What
gay
do you
people.
think that's
Look,
making you
Yo,
so
yeah. Listen. It's just like gay people. I don't want to know what gay people do. So why would I go and chill with a gay person? You see what I'm saying? I prevent certain things to me because I feel like, yo, I don't want to have to get into their world if I'm already not at their understanding. Y'all are different. Y'all are, accept anybody, which is cool. I'm saying it's cool, but I just don't rock that way. Y'all accept anybody, and then once they do you dirty, then you say, I can't deal with y'all. But I'm not like that. Okay, y'all deal with any religion or lack of religious. I'm not like that, especially dating. Dating, that's a big for me, not because of the God thing, just out of common sense for me. It makes more sense to say, look, if I'm not this way, then I don't want this way with me. You see what I'm saying?
Respect
It's simple.
So that's fine.
It's simple.
Stop trying to get us to change.
That's just-
I'm not trying to get y'all to change. I'm just trying to understand what
No.
y'all concept was because it
We
wasn't
have a
making
very-
sense to
Because
me.
that don't mean
Now
you're
it
a
makes
bad
sense.
person.
We have a
No,
very,
you're not a bad person. Y'all great people.
No, I
That's
said that
not-
don't make
We
them
have a very-
the person.
we have a
that
very
chooses
open
bad person
mind.
If they're
We have a
an
very
atheist,
open mind.
unless they're doing something that's wrong. If they're
Yeah, say
not
that
doing
again.
something that's wrong just because you're an atheist, that's crazy to just think. That doesn't mean that they're out there killing people or doing spells on people or doing voodoo,
It doesn't.
putting poison and
It
stuff.
doesn't.
So what do you think that
What
they're
I'm
doing
saying is-
that would make you be like, oh, I
But
would
what?
never.
No, but what
I
he's saying
can't
is,
chill with everybody.
but what he's saying
So
is,
it doesn't matter what they're doing. Just like I wouldn't chill, go out. I don't care what a gay person is doing. So why would I go chill with gay people? You see what I'm saying? There's certain
Right.
people I don't need around me. So I'm just letting you know that I'm not going to entertain
But what is your
certain
belief
people.
about them?
The belief
Because
is
you say you
about.
think they're crazy.
No, I
You
don't think
did
they're.
you did say that before.
nah, but
I was talking about the gay people.
No, you
Well,
said
not the gay
about
people,
not
the trans people. I'm sorry.
no, but what I'm saying,
I said,
is,
you said
if-
about atheists.
It's
You
about
said
to
I
be
think
on
there's
Patreon.
something wrong with you because wrong with the person if they're an atheist? Like, you think it's something wrong with it. So what do you think is wrong with them?
They don't believe that something created this that was other than themselves, that had more intellect than themselves. They don't believe, and it had to be something that created, even if it's a fucking alien, it had to be something that created us. There's no way we could be this intelligent, we could know what the fuck we are, we could have consciousness, we could pray, we could worship, we could do all of this shit without some creator. And if you don't believe in that, you're insane. You have to be insane, in my opinion.
Elon Musk is insane.
And Elon Musk knows the truth. He just don't tell y'all. He know the truth. All these motherfuckers that's no, because they have the money to have the access to have to go in the Vatican and do all of this other shit that we don't have the access to, but it was our shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, come on, man. All of this shit was already written. And it don't matter if people believe it or not. Like, you'll start to see similarities with old ass scrolls with what's going on today, and then you'll realize, okay, damn, maybe I should protect my energy a little bit more. Maybe I can't let everything in. Maybe as soon as a ship, when a ship is sinking, right? What happens when something gets inside of it? The shit sinks. The shit. If no water gets inside of it, it's good. It stays afloat. But as soon as you poke a hole in that bitch and you let that motherfucker get inside, that's when it can hurt you. And that's how I gauge that morality, not religious belief. That morality is how I gauge people in relationships, especially. You see what I'm saying? Especially if my homegirl says something like that, I at least want to give my opinion and let her know. So even if she don't believe me, that shit could be in her brain. Okay, maybe I don't want to.
I believe how you feel.
I understand
how you feel.
I understand, but maybe.
But you said you don't even want to be around the person. You don't even know if they're good or bad. You're assuming that they're bad. That's why you feel this way, because you think that's insane to have. Not have.
I don't think that they're bad people.
You said that you think
I
that
think
they're
that
insane.
Their belief is wrong, but I don't think that they are bad
they're
people.
Insane.
I think their belief is wrong.
I wouldn't want to be with an insane person, but I think that sounds ridiculous to say that
I believe
just
that
because
the
they don't.
Wrong.
But no,
and I should try to chill with that person, or I should be.
You could do whatever you want, but
that's not what I want to do.
My opinion about what you think is that it's ridiculous.
What is ridiculous?
Because you're not even giving the person a chance. You're
excluding a person.
That's your thought.
That's not an opinion. That's the facts of what's going to happen. That's the facts of what's going to happen. Is you're not making it up in your head. You're not.
Red flag for a lot of people. That's not abnormal. What I'm trying to say,
and especially as a relationship,
I understand that.
Especially if you are a spiritual person and you know the person is not a spiritual person, why would I go on a date with a non-spiritual person?
Right, exactly. And I don't want to dive into why or why not, because that's treading into another area of what's real and what's not. Like, it's both going to be two theoretical standpoints. I don't want to get into that. It's all a preference. The preference is you prefer somebody to have the same belief in God or what have you. And
it's my preference, but it's judgment too.
It's judgment as well.
You have to have certain prejudices.
You have to. But in certain areas, you can choose what you want to have. Some people say weight. Some people say color.
Exactly.
Some people say this. Some people say that. These are all different things that you can choose from. If the pros outweigh the cons, then I might just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna go with it. And a red flag for me is not necessarily religion. It's when it gets weird. It's when it gets weird. Like, I've seen weird shit.
Or spiritual or not.
It's weird.
Can I ask you something? So if you knew somebody, a girl, she looked good, but she was crazy, right? If you knew she was crazy, you knew she did crazy shit, but she was bad.
That's different though.
That's exactly what I was saying. If it got too bad, like, that's not a red flag. Like, crazy is definitely a red flag.
Crazy is a red flag.
Crazy is a red
But-
flag
But
no
she
matter
bad.
But
what.
she's not
But I'm saying-
inherently.
Not
She's
She's not
necessarily.
inherently
To me,
crazy
they not.
just because
They not
you're an
crazy
atheist.
because
We're not
yeah,
gonna
exactly.
we're not gonna quantify
That's
what level
what
of
you're-
crazy.
that's-
We're saying that
for
she's
me-
crazy
for me, that's
on the
she's
level
not-
of
I don't
okay.
think
I'll give
she's
you
crazy
I'll give
at
you
all.
I'll give you examples.
Automatically,
I'll give you
just
examples.
because
That's
She's
her.
crazy because you've heard stories from men that she has dealt with that she's
So that has
ate
nothing to do
cars
with her
and she's her
non-belief.
actions is crazy.
Yeah,
it's
so
crazy.
it's her
Crazy,
actions,
crazy,
not
crazy.
not about. It has
Crazy,
nothing
crazy.
to do with what
If
if
she's
she's
crazy,
an
she's
atheist or
fucking
not.
crazy.
You can't put that because that's what you're trying to do. You're conflating the two, saying that if you're an atheist, you have to be crazy. You have to be this. You have to be
Right.
that. You have no
I don't
proof
agree
of
with
that.
I don't
That
agree
a,
with
per- a person's
But that's-
crazy.
but-
They
but
could
I'm
be
saying, like,
whatever they.
But
gotta
that's
be
not.
and
But
still
like I
be
said,
bugged
it's
out.
not an
That's-
abnormal discourse. I've had this conversation with pastors and whatever. Like it's not. This is a normal conversation to have. But I don't want to go into the realm of
Right.
religion or
It's
spirituality.
9:46.
We were just talking about.
Like it's-
I wanted to
yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
Nickelodeon,
Yeah. Go ahead.
but that is crazy. That's a red flag for a lot of people. But
And I
then
get it. If you're really into your religion, then I would
What
expect
religion,
you to. If you're
people have to respect it.
whatever
your
you
belief
believe
is.
in,
Right.
that made you
People
feel
have
so
to be,
strongly
you know what I mean?
about this topic.
People have to respect people's beliefs at the end of the day,
Whatever.
or not belief. As long as they don't do nothing wild to you, yo. If they do something wild to you, then that's that's between you and their maker. The Nickelodeon joint really touched me. I'm not gonna take long talking about
Yeah,
this.
nigga, you don't have one.
The Nickelodeon joint really like bothered me. I didn't really know much about some of those shows that they was talking about because I stopped watching Nickelodeon at like 90 something, 2000 something, early 2000. So
Dragon Ball and Toonami came out.
right, I was watching Cartoon Network when we had it, but I know that there was a lot of stars that came from the show. It was a lot of crazy stuff, but the whole time they had Chesters working in the darkness.
Mm.
You know what I mean? The whole time while they got this junk, like who was hiring these people? Then they got this dude, this heavy dude, that was like the boss, and he was like real terrible boss, like you know what I mean? Yeah, like it was crazy, and I thought he was an actor the whole time because I seen him in a lot of the shows and
No,
stuff.
You think that's Drake's spot? I mean, Josh's father. He looked just like him. And
No,
and
his father was on the joint.
Ooh,
No.
I mean Drake's father was on.
That's
the
what I'm
joint.
talking about, Josh, nigga.
Oh,
Dan
wow.
Snyder, because the reason why I say that is because they fell out. They was like boys and shit, and then they fell out, and then Josh was defending Dan Snyder. I'm like, why would Josh defend Dan
A lot of
Snyder?
people defended Dan Snyder
And then
because
you
Dan
find
Snyder
out
was a
that
douche,
Josh
but
don't know his
he was
dad,
still looking out
and his
for people.
dad allegedly died in '91, and then his
Dad
dad was a
Yeah.
I
I ain't never heard that. I don't know.
Look. Just like y'all watched the documentary, I was on YouTube watching shit about that shit. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
These motherfuckers are sinister. All I'm saying is if we're cool, if me and Smiley is cool, right? And then let's say a dude that could biologically be my pops, he tells me that you're my son. But I don't let the world know because we don't want to tie the connection down. If he, God forbid, do anything to Smiley and shit, right? And then Smiley is my nigga, so he thinking I don't even know. So he's telling me like, yo, bro, this shit happened to me. And then I go out publicly and I deny that shit, then there has to be some type of ties or bond to the pops. There has to be, even if it's not public, there has to be some ties. If I'm gonna deny, if I'm gonna say fuck my guy over this nigga, this Nickelodeon producer. You see what I'm saying? So there has to be. There does have to be, because if there isn't no reason, then you're just a douchebag. And it's not like Drake is saying.
He could be lying to him and saying stuff you don't know what else.
I don't think it would be the money, because now you could go to jail. So it got to be something deeper for the money, because everybody that from the Netflix special, everybody, most of the people didn't know shit. You see what I'm saying? So that could be for the money too. You see what I'm saying? We don't know. We don't know. That shit could be for the money too. Maybe they knew all about that shit. Maybe they participated.
Well,
they
knew who the kid was, but they had to keep him anonymous. Like there was a NDA and all that.
Because he was a minor.
But he was the only one that they probably caught. There's probably others. Like Nickelodeon. They said means something in German.
Dude had a post. He had a poster of John Wayne Gacy. He was showing to all that cast in his garage.
And he was writing him when he was in.
And he was writing him emails while he was in prison.
Who?
Dan Schneider.
The dude, one of the dudes.
I already know he guilty. There's nothing.
He was guilty. They got him on a phone call. They gave the dude 16 months, bro.
What?
16 months.
He already got out and he was working again.
He's protected.
They had 50
shit like
celebrities,
that.
50 celebrities vouch for him.
Bro, shit like that.
One of them was Alan Thicke.
Makes me
and the mother crazy. On Growing Pains.
That's crazy. But shit like that makes me definitely believe that, like, yo, they're really doing sick shit behind the scenes. Like wow, sick shit. And it's like, yo, what is going on that y'all motherfuckers is really like hurting people and lying to people, and you're like, what's the benefit of that shit? Like this, it can't just be money, bro. It can't just be money.
And he with him finally coming out about this was really he wanted to sustain his career. He didn't want to lose everything that he worked so hard to get.
Of course.
And the dude was like, you know, probably telling them like, yo, if you tell anybody about this, I'm gonna take all this from you.
He was definitely telling them that.
Nobody's gonna believe you.
Definitely telling them that. So, and yo, I would be devastated if my co-star denied me in on camera.
None of them knew it was him. Crazy. None of them knew it was him, bro. The whole time he had to keep it to himself. Bro had him in the house. He said he woke up being SA'd.
That's wild as hell, bro.
I'm like, how you wake up like that? Like,
and I was so upset because the father was there with him every step of the way. He was always at his audition. He was always on the set. He was there with him. He knew something was wrong with Brian. His mom, Brian Peck, the guy that essayed him, talked the mom into getting the parental rights transferred over to her because he was living with the father, and the father was very involved in his career. And then they told him that was Drake's decision. They said he wants to be with the mother. So he was like, if he's saying that's what he wants, then he's old enough to decide for himself. He was 15. So he transferred over all the bank information and everything for his accounts. And he told the mother, do not leave him alone with Brian Peck. He's weird. There's something up with him. I don't trust him. Do not let him go anywhere with him by himself. She let him take over the father's role as soon as she got access to his bank statements and everything or whatever. He started taking him to auditions and bringing him to the set, and he would stay at his house sometime, and then that's when this happened. And so I blame the mom. I blame the mom partially because if she had been more involved, because he said she didn't want to drive back and forth to the studio. It was like an hour away from her home. So because you didn't want to drive back and forth, you were a negligent parent. This is what happened to your child. And I kind of blame her in a way, even though she didn't actually do it. Like if she was more involved like the father, I don't think that would have happened if he still was in the father's care. Because he had people.
His father cared about him. He was gonna catch on. And he would have stopped it. And that mother's her.
And he was so torn up. The father was devastated.
Because he knew, could you imagine, you got an inkling of some shit that is foul going on with your kid, and then you get in a divorce and you can't see your kid, and this is the last moment was, damn, like something is wrong with their situation and I can't do anything about it. And then you hear all of that. Everything that's coming out now, like, yo, I would have put hands on my baby mother. I ain't gonna hold you,
That's crazy.
Like words.
Because when he first told him that
the dude, I would have blew up Nickelodeon.
when he
bombed
first-
that bitch.
When he first told him about
hypothetically.
what Brian did, he didn't know that he was the person. He was like, I'm so glad that they finally caught him. I knew it. I'm glad that it wasn't you. Like he's like, I knew it. He didn't even tell him right away. Drake didn't have the heart to tell him right away that he was the victim.
He knew he would have been.
But eventually he did tell him. But he in that
You gotta walk him.
Yeah, just got
that.
They had just
Sit
got
down,
their relationship back.
He was
Yeah.
crying and stuff. I felt so bad. Like
Shit,
this is
crazy.
terrible.
Shit,
I mean, it's a cool thing, man, about Hollywood. Like somebody asked, like,
sick.
would you let your kids be in the
Nope.
you know, in show business?
And if I do, I'm there.
So, like, yo,
100% of the
I want to stop my kid from being famous if that's what they
Ashanti
want.
mom.
But I would definitely
say.
stay
That's her man.
stay around.
You heard?
Yeah, but she still had let Irv jerk her around.
Ooh. Maybe she needed.
Shanti just had a concert.
Maybe
out
she
here,
needed
man.
to do that to get where she is, though.
Shout out to Ashanti, but
Shout out to the
that
Shanti.
situation was
Oh baby.
Was
toxic.
I mean, yeah, but
because like, come on,
that
everybody.
that
20
situation
years
was
ago, you
baby,
still
baby,
talk about
baby,
him.
baby. What? We would have never got that if they didn't fuck with each other.
Yeah.
That was Herb beat. You see what I'm saying? Certain things have to happen, and it sucked that it have to happen that way. Cause I do feel like Ashanti probably got taken. Well, not probably. She definitely got taken advantage of in that situation. He probably lied to her. He probably was fucking other bitches. He probably was doing the most. Didn't even appreciate her. Then she said, "Fuck that. I'm out. I'm taking my shit. I'm out." He was like, "Fuck you, bitch. You can't. I'm not gonna give you your catalog and shit." And she was like, "Oh, okay. Watch this." And now she making her fucking comeback, still making her money, in love with Nelly. You see what I'm saying? Got a baby on the way, and who is her? Who is quiet right now?
Still talking about 20 years
Herb.
ago.
Still talk about the one that got away.
You wasn't even claiming her. Now that you still talk about it. Like,
Wow.
let's come on.
Wow.
Sorry, Herb.
Sorry, Herb. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you had.
And she with the same
Herb
nigga,
had her, though.
And then is she with the same
shouldn't be
nigga
mad.
that you first seen her out with after, and it's
yeah.
still they having a feeling
Time
that
heal-
you want. How
Time
you
heal
feel?
old
Because you
wheels.
gotta be mad. You gotta be mad. That's why you went and did that whole interview. Like, you a
Yeah.
grown man, bro. Get over that. It was 20 years ago.
Everybody get on Drink Champs and get in their feeling.
I mean, they get drunk. Right? You know what I'm saying? That liquid courage had niggas talking crazy. But yeah, we gotta go, bro. It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, man, for real. Yo, we had a good ass episode, man. We about to cut out, man. Another episode of Get Lifted. 30 is the new 20. Your boy Smiley Jizzle. My man's Crystal D.
The Tin Man.
Co-host.
Erica, aka La Hef.
You heard?
And we out of here.